Hey, collective, welcome to a mid-month check-in reading for, well, like I said, the collective. I wanted to do this check-in because we are finally at a place where there are no retrogrades and we just had a full moon in Libra. And that's if you are watching this in April 2025. This is going to be a timeless reading. So if this finds you after this, the day that I actually post it, that is okay. It just means that the message was meant to find you a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and just start pulling cards and seeing what comes up and just kind of see what the energy is feeling like for everybody. All right. Spiritual team, Tarot of the Divine. What messages do you have for the collective? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? What's going on? I hope everyone's all right. We made it through the retrogrades. It felt like it went on forever with Venus and then Mercury. Woo! I feel like some hope. I feel like we're starting to come out of like hermit mode, feeling like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Maybe a little less stressed. Finally seeing some movement, hopefully, things that have been stagnant for a while. Okay. For some of you, there could be some new connections, new partnerships, whether that's romantic, business, family, whatever. Maybe you're reconnecting with an old friend that you fell out with, or a family member that you fell out with, or maybe you're just finding that perfect company and finally getting hired. I just feel like generally with the star, like we're feeling a little bit lighter, energetically speaking. We're feeling a little bit more hopeful, and we're seeing the light at this tunnel. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot with this Five of Coins in reverse. Some of us may have had some really hard times. Maybe we've been struggling financially. Maybe we've been struggling with, depression or other feelings or emotions that have left us feeling a little bit lonely or like isolated or feeling like we needed to isolate, like self isolate for whatever reason. And just kind of recheck in with ourselves and get our focus on ourselves. And I feel like for a lot of us, there is now a point where we're really hopeful about the future. We may not see, the tangible results of things coming in yet. We may not know how we're going to get there. A lot of us may have had to overcome like certain expectations of ourselves or the world around us right now, or kind of switch up our strategies a little bit. Maybe we had to learn some tough lessons, had to go through some heartbreak, okay, or putting our heart and soul into something that didn't quite work out the way we thought it would, okay. And so we had this retrograde period, and as painful as it feels, or as tough, or it feels like maybe we're just stuck in one place and not able to move forward, I think that for a lot of us, a lot of the collective, we're starting to kind of understand what it is that we needed to learn. Okay, so that's kind of where this Two of Cups comes in for me. It's like, okay, it's not only like I get such a peaceful vibe and energy from this card. Like, look at these two. I think these are deities kind of holding hands, and it's like just touching your third eye to another is like just so calming and peaceful. It just almost feels like you're kind of submitting to the universe, doing what it needs to do for you. And it feels like a little bit of like letting go that need for control, that need for the outcomes to turn out exactly the way you wanted them to or thought that they should turn out. And it feels peaceful. It feels like an understanding of like, I don't run the universe runs things and it's going to do it on its own damn time. All I have to do is show up and trust that it's going to provide what it needs to provide. Just do the work. You know what I mean? That's all you can do is just be productive in your own way, in whatever way that means for you. It's going to be different for everybody. If you put in the work, the universe will show up and bring you what it is that you need. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. This energy that is washing over me that I'm feeling, it's like peace. It is a sense of peace. It's a sense of trusting and just understanding that things are going to come the way they need to. Even if we don't necessarily see the vision that the universe has for us. Let's take a look at what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Three of Wands reversed. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Moon in reverse. Yeah. So there's a lot of like uncertainty going on. There's a lot of like, I don't know what is about to happen. I feel completely lost. I feel like none of these ships are coming in. You've done the work, you've got the diploma, you've got the degree, but you're not hearing back from any like employers in terms of interviews. It's just a lot of uncertainty. And so for those of you that are still kind of like in this energy of like panic or anxiety, or like you need to make there's like a rush, a certain need of like rushing things. Spirit is saying like just slow down. The right thing will come when the time is right. But again, you just kind of have to like let go of this mindset of I hate using this, but I hear other spiritual people use this term as like that feeling of lack. And it's easier said than done. Like I even struggle with this of like, if I really need something, if I really need, I don't know, like an answer to something, or I need someone to come through and fulfill their end of an agreement or something like that. And like the time is, the clock is ticking, and I don't know if this person is going to show up or not. And like everything is riding on this person coming through for me. Like I start to panic and I start to like be like, please, universe, please, God, please, whoever, like, send me a sign. Like, please send this person, make sure they're here by 4 o'clock so I can get this done. Because if I don't get it done, I am screwed, kind of a thing. That is a feeling that I get from here. So if you are in that space, and trust me, been here, am kind of here currently with you. So don't take this as like, oh, Laura's above it all, because I'm not. Okay, if you're panicking, if you're freaking out, try to turn that fear and anxiety into creativity, into productivity, into doing things that are going to prepare you for the blessings that are going to come. So let's say you are looking for a job, right? Um, take on internships, take on like paid internships, or, you know, different opportunities to gain more job experience. Even if you're already graduated, you can take, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, continuing education, like different classes and stuff that like kind of keep brushing up on skills and things that you will need for a job when it comes through. Or, you know, maybe learn about something that maybe you didn't learn about in school, taking an opportunity to take a class. Like all of those things that you need to do a job are going to be super important. And Spirit is like, use this time wisely. Even if you don't have a job offer in front of you right now, use this downtime productively. That may help. And I'm not going to say, you know, it's going to take away the anxiety of like, how am I going to pay my bills? Because trust me, I get it. But it is going to help kind of take away that anxiety of like, am I good enough to get the job I want? Am I going to get an interview? Do I stand a chance of getting this job that I want in this industry that I want and with the pay that I want? Does that make sense? And I know, look, easier said than done, but as long as you're putting in applications, even if you got to get a part-time job at Wendy's, like, I don't know, like do what you got to do to pay the bills at the moment. Like put in applications, even if it's something temporary, but also take this time to further yourself educationally and towards the bigger goal. Does that make sense? I hope it does. That's what I'm seeing. And again, I just used work as an example. This could really be anything. Like if you're an artist, like take your time to hone your craft. If you're looking for a romantic relationship, like take classes on learning about your love language, or, you know, get into therapy, make sure that you're healing and that the baggage is being let go and released, so that when you're ready and you do find someone new, like you are ready to go in open arms, you're fully healed, and there's nothing holding you back from having a healthy, unconditional love. You know what I mean? That's generally what I'm feeling here. Now, astrologically speaking, things are going to start picking up. Things are going to start moving now that we have Venus and Mercury retrograde over with. And we're kind of out of eclipse season. Yes, there were some shakeups, which probably had a lot of you feeling like, what the fuck am I going to do? Excuse my French. But I feel like the end of April and the month of May is going to be where things kind of start to pick up and things start moving forward for everybody, a lot of people. It's going to feel like the economy may kind of kick back in a little bit. If you're in America, questionable. I know there's a lot going on there, but I feel like there's going to be a lot less uncertainty for the collective in terms of needing what it is that we need in this moment. So I really hope that you take that and kind of take some peace out of that message. I know I definitely needed to hear that message myself today. So hopefully that brought you some peace as well. I'm going to go ahead and move on to some oracle cards and just round out the reading with a couple additional messages. All right. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What additional messages do you have for the collective at this time? What additional messages do you have for the collective at this time? What does the collective need to know? What do we have? Lemurian quartz, practice patience. I really wish I was making this up, you guys. I really wish I was making this up. Practice patience. Like, it's going to come, and Lord knows, like, I am not the most patient person either. So when someone tells me to be patient, like, the universe is coming, I'm like, okay, but can they hurry up a little bit? Like, just a little bit, please. Please, because your girl is in need right now. What else do we have? Apophyllite, stay positive. And, you know, like I said, easier said than done. I don't want to be that toxic positivity person. But I think finding things to do to kind of help take your mind off of things a little bit and make you feel like you're being productive and working towards that greater goal, I think will help kind of, you know, ease your mind a little bit. But you know what? Like, stress and anxiety is a part of being human. Like, it is what it is. We got to work through it in our own ways, you know, just try and find things that are going to help you work through that as best as you can. All right. That's just my advice. Next, we have Unakite, live in the now. And again, I just feel like that goes with practice patience, but it also goes with what I said about, you know, focusing on what you can control right now. You cannot control whether that company is going to call you back and take an interview with you. But what you can do is you can sign up for that class and learn that skill that could help you stand out from the crowd of applicants applying for these jobs. Does that make sense? And finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have Black Kyanite. Set strong boundaries. Ooh, strong boundaries. I don't know who needs to hear that. I don't know who needs to hear that message, but strong boundaries can talk about setting boundaries with yourself in terms of like being disciplined, okay? Setting boundaries with that little devil in the back of your head telling you that you can't do that. You're never going to be successful, blah, 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 blah. Tell them to shut the hell up and tell them Laura said so. Because I will fight them for you if I have to, okay? So set strong boundaries with that little negative Nancy in the back of your head. Tell them to kick rocks, okay? We're going to enjoy today and we're going to do something productive and we're not going to worry about the future, okay? Tell anxiety to go take a nap. Yeah, if you've seen Inside Out 2, tell your anxiety to go chill, go have some coffee, have a sit. Okay, but also setting strong boundaries with people that are negative, setting strong boundaries with people who are naysayers, setting strong boundaries with people that are takers and not givers. Okay, people that use you for your talents, your energy, whatever. You know, energy vampires. Set strong boundaries with people right now. You guys are, I feel like everybody's kind of in a vulnerable state right now. So setting those boundaries and making it known that, like, I will not be tolerating this type of energy or this type of whatever in my life right now, even if it's with yourself, is going to be super important. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull from another deck, which is super cool. I've been really enjoying getting to know it over the last few months. It is the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck. It's gorgeous and fabulous. Let's go ahead and get into it. Spiritual team, Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. What messages do you have for the collective at this time? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? All right, let's see. We have creation partnered, and it says sex magic. Okay, it's a little spicy, a little spicy. I'm going to read from the guidebook on these as well. We have abracadabra, and it says connect. Okay, some of you guys may be really focused on manifestation, and I feel like I mentioned this in a couple of the zodiac sign readings earlier in the month. But for those of you that are looking to manifest things, make sure that you're focusing on the more positive vocabulary than the negative, because the negative vocabulary can manifest itself, okay, as the things you don't want. So if you don't want a negative type of relationship, do not say, universe, please do not bring me any more relationships like this. Say, spirit, I want you to bring me a relationship that looks like a healthy, positive, unconditional, loving relationship. Focus on the positive, not the negative. Just a friendly reminder. I know a lot of you are very familiar, but have to repeat it. And look at that. At the bottom of the deck, we have manifestir, creation. All right, I hear this daggone leaf blower. Every time I try to do a reading, they're just lurking. I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook on these and see what additional messages you guys need to hear from that. All right, let's go ahead and start with a creation partner. Now, this is a little bit on the spicier side just because of the word that's being used. But it says here, I integrate and accept change, and I align with the cycles of life. This card emerges when you need to collaborate. Each person has one hand hidden so as to not show all their cards. It's as if they have talents they do not know of because they only emerge when working together. Partnered energy is powerful, whether it is love, friendship, or business. When you combine your intention with someone else's intention and the two are aligned, working in tune with your intention, the results are magnified. Just because you've known someone forever doesn't mean you can't give new people a chance. Be open and honest with yourself and how you feel about collaboration. More often than not, if you have a problem with the partnership, it is a reflection of your inner struggle. Return to creation energy 1, solar magic, if this card continues to appear. And the crystal pairing for this is fluorite. So interesting. They have both cards. They each have a hand hidden. That's so interesting because it only comes up when, okay, so a lot of you with this 2 of Cups, I told you at the beginning, you're going to come in contact with somebody or like the perfect company, whatever. Like there is a sense of partnership and belonging and coming together with the right connection or connections, maybe multiple. It's just gonna, I think, boost you, and not only you, but this other person or other party involved. I think that there could be extremely magical things coming up in the next couple of months for you, collective. Like, and don't be afraid to connect. And that's why the 5 of coins is here in the reverse, right next to the 2 of cups. It's time to stop self-isolating, or isolating ourselves. It's time to put ourselves out there and connect with people that can not only help us, but we can help them. Okay, it's going to be a reciprocal thing. And that's what I really feel that Pluto and Aquarius is about, is finding ways to help the community, but also allowing the community to come and help us. We're not alone in this world. And I think there's a huge loneliness epidemic. Not only, I know Japan is definitely a country that says it has a loneliness epidemic, but I feel like in general, around the world, like the more we got involved online, the more we isolate ourselves from other people. Like, I went to go knock on my neighbor's door to give someone like a free bottle of wine, and none of these, like half of these people didn't even open their door. And I knew they were home because, hello, the lights were on. But no one wanted to open the door because everyone is so afraid of like being hurt. There's so much fear around the unknown of like what could happen. It's like, is this person going to rob me? Is this person going to do something crazy? Like, I just wanted to give you all a bottle of wine. So silly, but it just kind of, is an example of like the fear we have of connection. Even like we're so afraid of being hurt by other people that we literally will not open the door to blessings and a free bottle of wine. Okay. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and move on to abracadabra. Now, I know some of you are asking after that last story, Laura, why are you giving away a free bottle of wine? Listen, we opened the wine to cook with it. I don't drink wine personally, but I wasn't about to waste that bottle of wine either. We didn't use a whole lot, so I wanted to give it to somebody that would actually enjoy it. And hell, like who doesn't want free anything? So I figured more people would be interested, but even the people that did answer their doors, like it took me a good 10 doors of knocking to like ask people, and finally I found somebody that wanted it. But like anyways, funny story. Okay, abracadabra is said to be a magical series of numbers, and if you write it out in a certain way, it will bring miracles into your life. The literal translation is, I will create as I speak. In this card, you are encouraged to speak your heart. The topical oracle tells you to rub your heart and chest with love. Speak to your heart in a way that creates a gratitude rampage. Take the topic of your choice and rub the spelling of abracadabra onto your heart chakra and just be. Be still, be here. For extra integration, do the pairing below and read all the cards in the spread. Plant spirit is aloe. I love this. So this reminds me of something that a friend of mine who is also a reader, based out of Montreal, I believe. She may still be living there. But she always says, be kind to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. And I feel like this is also part of that connection with ourselves that kind of needs healing. Like if we're used to speaking negatively to ourselves, that's going to show up in how things play out for us and the things that we manifest. So definitely taking time to connect with yourself in a positive way. And like I said, telling that negative Nancy to get back and sit down with anxiety over there is definitely a great way to do some self-soothing, healing, and anxiety, work, and just kind of allow ourselves to see more of a positive possibility in this world and with ourselves and our own capabilities. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the final card of this pull, which is Manifesteer. All right. So clarity comes to the manifesteer when they define in crystal clear terms what they have carried in from Vry. The manifesteer knows how to co-create with the four elements to conjure the environment and desires best suited for their time in this realm. The manifesteer tells you it is time to stand in your power pose. It is not time for another vision board. It is time for action. The planning phase is over and the phone is ringing. Pick up and accept the infinite possibilities. The infinity symbol repeats throughout the curtains of flowers, symbolizing endless opportunity. You didn't come here to fail, and you can always tap into the never-ending flow of energy within yourself. It is time to sow your seeds and build the garden bed. When the manifesteer shows up, you are being asked to challenge yourself. Consider the following. Am I being clear in my co-creation? The difference between a desire and a manifestation is a plan of action. So this is a lot like the Magician card in a traditional tarot deck. And the Magician is also associated with the planet Mercury. So what I was saying before is like with retrogrades, it's all about going inward and kind of going back to the drawing board in a lot of ways. So for them to say like it's not time for another Pinterest board or mood board or whatever board, inspiration board, whatever they said, the planning phase is done. It's now time to take action. Now that we are out of retrograde season, now that we are out of eclipse season, this is the perfect time to start taking action and moving forward on those plans, on those dreams, on those goals that we've been mulling over and feeling stuck on for the last month and a half. Like, yeah, like this is exactly what I was talking about. So make sure that you are really utilizing every single tool in your tool belt, whether that is your positive outlook, your general like personal skills, like your ability to connect and barter, trade, like whatever it is. If you want to like help somebody else out with what they need on a project, maybe they can help you out in a way in like getting you where you need to go on a project or gaining a skill. Maybe they can teach you how to, I don't know, like learn SEO or something like that, and you can teach them how to do graphic design or record or do lighting. I don't know, whatever it is. Like there's definitely ways to co-create with the universe, co-create with others, and then co-create with yourself. And I think spirit is just saying like, how are you approaching this? Are you trying to still do this by yourself, or are you looking for opportunities to put yourself out there and kind of work with what the world is giving you. Okay. So there are four elements: there's water, there's pentacles, there's air, and then there's fire, typically in a traditional tarot deck. So it's using everything at your disposal, all of the elements, to manifest, to do magic, to get that job, to get that promotion, get that interview, whatever it is. Like, you have so much at your fingertips. You got to use it, babes. All right, that's what I'm getting there. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit unique and different. If you've stuck it out with me this long, thank you so much. Please leave a like and a comment if you've been enjoying this reading so far. But I'm going to go ahead and do something really fun, and I'm going to do like a impromptu pick a card. So if you have a question that you want to ask and you want to know when something is going to happen for you, feel free to select 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to pull cards, timing cards, for each of those 3 groups. Okay, so again, 1, 2, or 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to think more about your question, if you want to think more about which pile you want to select, and then I will go ahead and start pulling cards here. Okay. Spiritual team, Divine Time Oracle deck. What messages do you have for the 3 groups and their individual questions for the collective that are asking questions? What messages do you have for those 3 groups? Messages do you have for those 3 groups? We're going to start with number 1. In the near future. Okay, I like it. Hopefully soon. All right, spiritual team, Divine Time Oracle deck. What messages do you have for pile 2? What messages do you have for the collective that chose pile 2? What messages do you have for the collective that chose pile 2? Ooh, not anytime soon. Okay, sorry about that, pile 2s, but that is the answer there. And finally, pile 3, spiritual team, Divine Time Oracle deck. What messages do you have for those that selected pile 3? What messages do you have for the collective that chose pile 3? Okay. All right, no need to hurry. All right, pile 3, that is your answer. Please leave me some emojis and let me know which pile you picked. Leave a rose emoji for pile 1. Leave a, I don't know, elephant emoji for pile 2. And leave me a pizza emoji for pile 3 if those are the piles you picked. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your love and support. Please leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed. Let me know how this resonated for you if it did. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I am also on Instagram and TikTok. You can find me, and my handles are below in the description box. Again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Please stay safe, healthy, and blessed until the next time I see you, and I do hope to see you again. Bye, guys.